for the chat. I'll look at it later. It's the best way, Zoe. Just pretend you don't see her. Right, let me open up. I've got 80,000 screens open. Let me get into it and we will begin. Remember, please keep tapping. Oh, let me turn on the sounds as well. So if any of you are feeling generous, some of the gifts do have sounds. And no, the hand heart is off because I cannot deal with the flute today. The hand heart sound is off, but you can still send a hand heart. Okay, let us begin. Let me find the right window. Rem, why do you have 80,000 windows open? Right, so I start these lives by doing a bit of an introduction and then we jump into questions around the topic. So today's topic is blended families, which is what we are talking about today. So what is a blended family? A blended family forms when individuals with children from previous relationships start their new lives together. And this family structure might include children living with step parents and step siblings or half siblings, creating a diverse and sometimes complex family dynamic. So let's talk about why are we seeing an increase in blended families. Several factors contribute to the rise in blended families. One key driver is the changing nature of relationships and marriages. With divorce rates indicating that marriages in England and Wales last an average of 11.9 years at the time of divorce, many find love again. Welcome to the party! Big up Lunatic for subscribing. All right, this might be annoying today that the sounds are on, so you're just going to have to roll with it, right? I've got ADHD. I'm passing my ADHD madness over to you lot. You're just going to have to suck it up, all right? Because there is going to be interruptions, and quite frankly, I'm here for it. Big up, Lou. Welcome to the party. So, yeah, in England and Wales, there's an average of 11.9 years at the time of divorce, and many find love again and start new family units. Rebella, you might want to turn the volume down because we get a little bit crazy in this room sometimes. Um, it's estimated that 1 in 3 families in the UK are now blended, illustrating a significant shift away from the traditional family dynamic. And that's because many relationships break down following disagreements over parenting issues, with remarriages typically displaying more control over different parenting styles. And in 2022, married or civil partnered coupled families formed the majority, but cohabiting couple families represented almost 1 in 5 of all families. Blended families are becoming more common, and with that comes a unique set of opportunities and challenges. Bringing together 2 separate families can be a rewarding experience, but it also requires patience, communication, and understanding. Each family member comes with their own experiences, emotions, and expectations, and navigating these dynamics takes effort from everyone involved. And today, what we're going to explore is the key issues faced by blended families, from defining parental roles to fostering strong relationships between step siblings. And my goal here today is to have an open and honest conversation and a discussion about the realities of blending families, whilst also highlighting the strengths that come from uniting 2 households into one. So we're going to start with some questions that's going to help guide our conversation today. And oh, I've just seen Leanne's just dropped a treasure box. Big up, Leanne. Please go get your coins. And if you can send a heart me or a team bracelet, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, Leanne, for doing that. My first question that I want to ask the room: how many of you in here have had to blend families, or how many of you were children that were in blended families? Give me a me or a yes in the chat. So either you've had to blend families or you were part of a blended family. Big up Lunatic with the 50 team bracelets. Thank you. Lunatic was, Miss Francis was, SRD was. Oh, Kit Kat says both. Gardening Mum, Infinite, Lindsay. Lisa, does it count if the other children came after me? What do you, Bella? What do you? I don't know if I want to ask. Oh no. But yes, it does count technically. Um, I suppose it counts if the other person had kids and then you have other kids after that, if that makes sense. Sarah, Elaney, hello you. Shazzy Lou's also both. Is that Threesa? Threesa Divine? Why am I wanting to say Teresa? Not my childhood, but my own family now, says Lunatic. That's cool. Nikki's a no. No and sort of, says Bald Eagle. Both. Ah, so a lot of you, but Infinite's like, I've forgotten the question. So, Infinite. Have you had to blend families with a partner, like with your children and another partner together, or when you were a child, did your parents have blended families? So, were you a child that had to blend with another family? Is the question. I'm just trying to get a feel for the room because I'm neither. I've never had to blend families with my own child, and my mum and dad were married until obviously they got divorced, but then my mum was single, so we didn't blend with other kids. So that's why I'm asking who knows about this shit because I don't have first-hand experience, but a lot of you do, which is amazing. Big up Shazzy Lou for the butterfly, thank you. What up, CG? So Infinite says I had stepdad and I'm a stepmom to two kids. Yes, you're both. You're both. Oh, Lisa says my mum and dad have been married for 51 years. That's awesome. That is really amazing. All right, so first question that I want to ask you guys, and please respond in the comments for me. Don't request the box just yet because I'm not doing boxes. I mean, we might do boxes. Who knows where we end up? But I'm not doing boxes right now. So for those of you, so that we're going to start with a topic just talking about defining roles in a blended family. I've got a couple of other sort of subject areas around this that I want to talk about, but we're going to start with defining roles in a blended family. So the first question that I want to ask you is, I'm sorry if I'm very wheezy today as well. I haven't taken my asthma pump, so apologies for the deep breaths. Um, how should parental roles be defined in a blended family, especially between biological and step parents? So, in your opinions, how do you think parental roles should be defined in a blended family? Teef says, my sister has a wonderful blended family, so second-hand experience. How have they sort of defined their roles, Teef? I would love to know. I know you said you shared it to your sister. I hope she comes in. But from your sort of outside view, how has she managed to sort of define the parental roles? Dolly Daydream. I inherited a dog. Does that count? Bratman says, Daddy's girlfriend, boyfriend. Ah, so, okay, so for your kids, you've introduced your new partner as Daddy's girlfriend or boyfriend. Lunatic says, depends on the situation, everyone is different. Yeah, and that's why I'm asking for you guys individual kind of opinions on this, if that makes sense. Because everyone's situation is different, but it's a conversation really, just to see what your views are on how you would define parental roles in a blended family. Teef says she's the boss. That's why it works. She's the boss. Luckily, the dads they get on well, so they all talk things through. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, the question is how should parental roles be defined in a blended family, especially between biological and step parents? So I'm trying to think outside the box here. So if I had a new boyfriend or a new husband, not new, a husband, because I've never been married, um, and he's got kids, I guess like would I feel comfortable with him telling off my child or something like that? Or would it be like I parent my child and you parent your child, or do you say, right, we both parent each other's kids? Like, so I'm just trying to kind of get where you guys are with that. Miss Francis said, my parents involved us and we led the situation, and my stepdad is my dad because he stepped up. That's fair. Bratman says, honest and transparency is important, or, sorry, it's gone off the screen, or I'm reaching them to lie. I don't know what that means. Honesty and transparency is important, or I'm reaching them to lie. I don't, rewrite that one for me, Bratman. Her ex. Lunatic says, myself and my partner have just split after 13 years and he brought my girls up. Oh, that's lovely. Do they call him dad, or do they call him by his name? Do they have contact with their other dad? Just not that I'm trying to pry into your business. I'm just trying to understand the dynamics. You don't have to give me names or anything personal. I'm just sort of just trying to understand that dynamics. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? Is that like if you're in a long-term relationship with someone and they've been around your kids for a long time and then you break up, like what the fuck happens? Do they still see that person? Like it's quite, I don't know, it's hurting my brain, so I'm just going to keep reading the comment. uh Bald Eagle says, that's an odd question for me. My son's stepma, no right to chastise, as I only see once every 2 weeks. Okay, well that's kind of the rules then, isn't it? That's your kind of sort of parenting rules for your household, which is absolutely fine. No judgment at all. Nearly says, I helped raise my brother. He's 28 years younger than me. He lost his mum at 5. Oh, that's beautiful, Nilly. Hi, Sleepy Rach. Kit Kat said, I've never got on with his ex and had issues with his son. But does that affect how? Oh, you've got issues with the son. Okay. So I guess it's not a smooth, a sort of step parent blended family relationship for you guys, for Kit Kat. Mum of 5 says, I think it depends on how they need to be spoken to. But yeah, I guess so. The question is, yeah, I mean, if let's say a child is doing something that you don't agree with, do you speak up or do you wait for the other person, the other partner to speak up? Have you sort of got any defined rules around that, Mum of 5? Bratman says Nicola leaves the parenting with her child and vice versa. I get you. Helps when the parents get along. My son's dad has 2 older children. She's not let them mix, says CC. Broken Heart says both parent all the children. So H said when they were a kid and the biological dad left, one of your sister's dad stepped in and he was dad. Yeah, it's really interesting reading these, how different, parenting is with blending families through what you guys are saying. There's very different styles. Some are hands off, some are involved, some let, the mother lead. It's really interesting to see your responses. Steph says blended families are brilliant, especially for the children having a healthy relationship. Yeah. MCFC Queen says, Remi, can you recommend the legal queen? She's on here, a family law solicitor, free advice. I just did. There we go. Thank you for that, MCFC. Elaine says, I'm struggling with my partner who often gets grumpy. He doesn't understand my daughter who has ADHD. Big up Lunatic with the team bracelets. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a lot. Um, Elaine, it's going to be about communication, isn't it? I mean, I'm not an expert in these things, but it's going to be about communication between you and your partner. Um, and if he's obviously feeling grumpy, there needs to be some conversations there. And from your point of view, obviously want to stand up for your daughter. There needs to be probably some difficult, hard conversations there, but communication is going to be the core of this, I would imagine. I'm sure some others will give some feedback as well in the chat too. Stifler's mum says there's still coins in the chest. Go get some coins, everybody. Lindsay says, my daughter chose not to have contact with her dad, but she still sees her stepmom and they are close. Brilliant. Steph says, consistency is key and communication. Hannah Montana. Yeah, that's a good point. Hello, you says, I think it really depends on how the ex-partners get on. I think that's true, and I think we'll get a bit more into that in a moment. I think initially this question's more about, if you've got a new partner and they've got kids, and it's about, I guess, how do you manage that when it's just you and that partner and their kids and your kids in that house at that time? How do you define those roles versus dealing with the exes, which I know is problematic, but it's just about how do you define that, I guess, within the confines of sort of your immediate relationship. I'm scrolling past a few. Lou Rudd has just gifted $5. What? Big up. Lou Rudd, thank you for doing that. Just Mandy, Lily J, Sharon K, Luby, Aisha, you've all just been gifted a subscription. Please say thank you to Lou Rudd for that. Thank you so much. Oh, it was Lunatic. Big up, Lunatic. Thank you, Hannah Montana, for the hand up. All right, next question. What are some effective ways for step parents to build healthy relationships with stepchildren? I would love your thoughts in the chat. Welcome to the coven, guys. What are some effective ways for step parents to build healthy relationships with stepchildren? So, I mean, think about your own experiences. If you have meshed families, how have you? What are some ways that you've tried to build healthy relationships with the stepchildren? But also, if you were a stepchild yourself and you think back to You got the love. You got the love. You got the love. Big up, Jim, for the African Jerry the giraffe. Thank you. I've got my arms in the air and I'm swaying side to side, but you can't see me. Thank you so much for the Jerry the giraffe. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks, darlings. Uh, Yaya says having open and honest conversations. Yes. Lunatic says knowing boundaries. Yes. Kit Kat says introduce slowly. Yeah, I think that's a really important one. Yaya says everyone's feelings are valid for building relationships. 100%. Yes, Sarah. Time and patience. Yeah, because it's never gonna. It's not. Not never. Maybe it is if you're lucky, but it's not something that may immediately feel good for everyone, and it is going to take time and patience. That's a really good point. Yeah, MVP Gem. Big up the Jerry the giraffe. Thank you. All right, Gem. Take care, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Sam says one-on-one time with the children, also with them together doing different activities. That's really, really good tip. Beth says always listen to your child. Yeah, and Lunatic says too many people introduced too soon. Yeah, thank you for dropping the treasure box, guys. Emma says finding something you can both do together. My stepdad is a joiner and we built a birdhouse together. I love that. I love that. Kit Kat says both agree on rules, etc. Yes, and that also comes back to communication as well, doesn't it? And being open. Nothing worse. Like I couldn't imagine, right, if I had a new partner in here and they were speaking to my child in a certain way, and like feeling angry about it or frustrated about it or not speaking up. Like I think that would feel really rough for me. So I think being able to speak up and sort of create the rules and the boundaries is going to be really important in these situations. Like I said, I haven't done this myself, so I'm just kind of imagining how I would feel. But also, this is why I value you lot's feedback who are living this and doing this. Big up FYPT. Um, Oh, Bald Eagle. Bald Eagle says my son feels all the time that he isn't wanted when the stepsister is around. Oh, bless him. And I guess, yeah, I guess that's on you and on the other parent, I guess, making sure that, no child is feeling left out and spending some potentially one-on-one time with them or doing things that they want to do and making them feel included as well. Sam says we used to meet at the park at the start as we were friends first. Yeah, I think that's lovely, Sam. A gentle way to introduce the families and the kids. Yeah, and Miss Obsessed says respecting the boundaries of the other parent. Yeah, absolutely. It is beautiful, lunatic. Misty says I had a stepson who I basically brought up myself for 3 years and treat him as my own. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Aisha says mine was the other way around as my mum remarried and my stepsister and brother was so horrible to her. Oh, it's really sad to hear. And it must be so difficult. You're married and these kids just don't like you. And Sarah says, yeah, respect of not talking about the parent who is around. Respect of not talking about the parent who is not around. Yes, and Yaya says, can we tap it up, please? Can we tap the screen? Thank you for the reminder. Um, okay, next question. Should biological parents take the lead in disciplining their children, or should step parents also have a say? What's your opinion on that? Should the biological parent take the lead in disciplining their child, or should the step parents also have a say? What's your opinions on that? Hey, Maria. Hey, noticed. I'm doing good. Hope you're all right as well, my love. I'm not even going to lie with that question. I'm not sure I'd feel comfortable with anyone disciplining my child other than me. But I don't know if that makes me a control freak. Maybe a little bit. Biological parent, yes. Step, no. Biological, always. I think the main carer, to be honest. Emma says I use the "you can't tell me what to do. You aren't my real dad" line once and only once. Oh, bless you. Yeah, and I would imagine that is something a lot of blended family parents would hear. Biological parents says hello. You. Lindsay says yes, but if it's something that would put them in danger, for example, I'd expect the step parent to say something. 100% agree with you on that. Yeah, Annie says depends on the relationship. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to navigating relationships between children and siblings, right? So these questions are sort of focusing on the kids here. So how can parents foster positive relationships between step siblings and prevent those feelings of rivalry and jealousy? So if I don't know, let's say you get married and now your kid has got two new or one new step sibling. How do you foster positive relationships between them so that there's no rivalry or jealousy? Hey, Queen Bob. Oh, Ophelia thinks that both parents should discipline. Beth says never ever make them force the bond. It only builds resentment. I think that's really important. That's a really important point. Thank you for that, Beth. Hello You says treat them all the same, no favourites. Yeah, treat them the same, says Bald Eagle. I don't think I could hack that if like I was with a new partner and they, only treated their kid and sort of left my kid out because I could never do that to another kid, you know. So yeah, I think treating them not equally would definitely be a trigger for me. I'm gonna blow some shit up. Reassurance and giving them plenty of attention. Yeah, on both sides, isn't it? With all the kids, make sure both are given the same attention and opportunities. Yeah, thank you, Beth. Beth says I'm so touchy about this. I'm a protective parent, and it's hard to bring someone into our world. Yep, I hear you. And Heidi says I think it's a lot to do with how the original parents initially get on. Yeah. And I know that there's going to be other factors into this. I know, like, the ex-partner of your new partner could be problematic and could poison the minds of the kids that are coming into this new relationship as well. So there is that to factor too. Um, but I think a lot of what you're saying is right here. Treat them the same. Make sure there's no favourites, and reassurance on both sides to both sets of kids. I think that's a good point, Heidi. Is that what happens with you, Infinite? Yeah, and Ophelia says once either kid feels that they have the upper hand, it would cause mayhem, which is a recipe for disaster. I totally agree. All right, this is a hard question, but I'm going to ask it. Never treat the stepchild different to your child because they will notice, says Beth. Yeah. All right, this isn't the planned question, but this is a Remi question off the top of my head. What if you really, really hate your partner's kid? What if you meet the love of your life and they're amazing, and then they've just got a really horrible child? What if the kid is a right little, not the suck it up, Lindsay B. What if the kid is a little shitbag? Maria's like, if you hate your partner's kids, you shouldn't be together. You're absolutely right, Maria. Invest in You says, try your best. Miss Francis says, boarding school. Just Laney says, I was the stepchild once, Remy. Yeah, there's a lot of stepchildren in here, just Laney. Shazzy Lou says, you have to tolerate them as much as you can. No violence. Derby Dan says, yeah, that's down to discipline. 100%, I agree. It is. Oh, hello, you's like first-hand experience here. Grin and bear it. I just have to plan meetups on the weekends when he didn't have the kids. I'd just be like, yeah, we can only meet up when your kid's with the other parent. You lot are so violent, man. Anyway, that was a silly, yeah, an exorcism. Hi Danny. Good evening, darling. I'd hope my partner would leave my ass if I couldn't get along with their kids, because kids come first. 100% H. They grow on you, says Heidi. Yeah, I'm always busy. Sorry, my diary is full whenever they suggest a play date. Um, but anyway, no, I was just messing. Like, yeah, obviously, if I met someone and I thought they were really follow them with sage, Miss Francis, you'd have to supply me with some holy water that I could just sprinkle on their foreheads when they're sleeping. Um, but no, I'm joking. I jest. In all sincerity, if I did meet someone and they were amazing, but they had spawned the devil, then yeah, it wouldn't be a relationship that would be going anywhere. Um, so dressing down Derek. Oh dear. Anyway, right. The next question. That was just a random Remy thought that popped in my head. Um. Oh, that's too hard. That question. That one's gonna fry my brain. Um. H is like, this is why I'm single, because ain't nobody who can handle my daughter. Shazzy Lou said, my daughter used to hide my partner's things all around the house when I first got with him. She was like, out, get out, drive him mad to get rid of him. That's funny. All right, so let's talk about communication between biological parents and the step parents. So, how can biological parents and step parents maintain open and respectful communication, especially when co parenting? So, I'll ask that question again. How can biological parents and step parents maintain open and respectful communication, especially when co parenting? What ideas do you have for that? Oh, Danny says, I didn't have the greatest parents, but my stepmom saved me. She was the most beautiful soul. Oh, I love that, Danny. Lou's like, I can't answer that question. Mine is a complete bell. I hear that. Beth said, always be honest. Yeah. It is hard though. Yeah, if the other person is an absolute moron, um, and just doesn't do communication, it's very hard. Stay on the same page, says Shuby. Put clear boundaries in place. I stayed away as would have the ex. Thank you, creepy Glasgow girl. Thank you so much for the butterfly. I appreciate it. Was that a Jamaican butterfly, creepy Glasgow creepy Glasgow girl? We only accept Jamaican and African gifts, so I'm just going to assume it was a Jamaican butterfly that you sent me. Thank you. Darby Dan says, I raised my two on my own. It took 12 years for me to get on with their mum and partner. Oh, bless you. CG says, I'm quiet during this. My stepmom is a narcissistic cowbag, and that's being quiet. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? That's the worst when, one of your parents have just married a horrible human. Hello, you really? That's awful. Um, Beth says, I'm a lesbian, so it can be easier to have that sensitivity and communication with women. Yeah. Creepy Glasgow goes, I think I sent Jamaican once. Yeah, I definitely did. I selected Jamaican butterflies. Thank you for the butterflies. Much appreciated. Until Shark Month. Oh, Beth. Um, Red 101 says, I had two boys when I met my ex-husband. We've been split 20 years, but he's still an amazing dad, stepdad. I love that. Oh, 10 years. That's amazing. And I think that's also the beautiful side of this is that, so for example, in my case, obviously my daughter's dad is no longer with us. And so if I did meet someone who came into our life and, had a beautiful relationship with her and sort of assumes that stepdad role, that in itself is a beautiful thing in that she then has that also for the rest of her life, this human that's been around me and her, um, that hopefully is a support and a good egg to be around. And that can be the beautiful side of these blended families when you get a stepdad or a stepmom who, or a step parent, I should say, who does build a connection with their partner's children, even if they've split up, still maintains that relationship. I love that. Um, Derek says, I'm a gay granddad. I tell my grandkids to parent their parents. And Rebecca says, me and my ex get on brilliantly when I'm single. Hey, Snow White, how are you, darling? And Red says, yeah, absolutely. If they truly love the kids, they should still have that relationship. I agree. Notice says, I've had full custody of my stepchildren for 10 years now. That's incredible, Kyle. That's really wonderful. And that is the beauty sometimes with these blended families or step families, is that sometimes, yeah, the person coming in can be an absolute lifeline for kids sometimes. It's amazing. Sam says, my stepdaughter has said to me she's so thankful of me being a part of her life. Oh, I love that, Sam. I love that. Oh, thank you for dropping some love, Snow White. Lovely to see you in here, my love. They're basically mine now. They're mine. Yeah, no, you're awesome, man. You are awesome. Yeah, and then that's the other bit, isn't it, Danny? Like that if you do, you're with someone and you break up with them, but you've bonded with the children. Yeah, that it's so hard to leave because of that relationship. Yeah, I hear that. Um, all right, how can co-parenting be successfully managed if there is tension or conflict between the ex-partners? Bald Eagle says, my son told me I can't date until he does. No fear of a stepdad for him. Yeah, so how can co-parenting be successfully managed if there's tension or conflict between the ex-partners? Are you all still tapping? I don't see any love hearts. Are you all tapping the screen? Actually, I'll shut up because I know you're all typing as well. I've just asked a question, so you're all typing. I'll stop being a nag. Mediation says fashionista. Sam says hard work and determination. Lou just says, oh my god, I've been there. Just bury the ex under the you know where. Beth says it's so tricky. Shazzy Lou says keep it totally separate until you can resolve the problems. Derek says just go shopping on his debit card and let them discuss. I know, Miss Francis, I just said that. I just said that. All right, let's see if we can get to 30k taps, everybody. I was just asking MH, how can co-parenting be successfully managed if there's tension or conflict between the ex-partners? How can I not get a violation for that comment but get one for saying hi, darling? Because it's TikTok lunatic. That's why.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale.
We got a bit of reggaeton. Thank you, Queen Bob, for sending Jamaican fruit friends. I appreciate it. I was drinking water, so I couldn't even dance. Ah, yes, we get a little bit of reggaeton when we get the Jamaican fruit friends sent. So thank you, Queen Bob, darling. Much appreciated. Um, all right. Let's move on to emotional and psychological well-being when we're talking about blended families. I know. Your ADHD, Danny. Can you imagine me? It's like I have my own thoughts. I've got structured questions. I've got 8,000 windows open. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm surprised my head hasn't exploded, to be honest. All right, let's talk about emotional psychological well-being. What impact can blending families have on a child's emotional and psychological well-being, and how can parents support children through this transition? So, in your opinions, what impact can blending families have on a child's emotional and psychological well-being, and how can parents support children through this transition? Well, Lou, I've got 800 windows open in front of me, but also that's also what my brain is like on an average day as well. So let's call it 1600 windows. Like I said, I don't know how my head isn't going to explode. But we move, it's fine. Yeah, I agree, Dan. They shouldn't see arguing going off. Make them watch FYP shows. They'll soon adapt. Yes, that's true, Carl. There are many great books for children of all ages that can be helpful. There are. I did have a little look for some actually, but I haven't saved them. But I did have a look. There is quite a few books on step families that you can get, but also Let me get this up on the screen. So this is available there's a link in my bio, and I'll put this on the screen now. Some resources for you all. You don't need to write them down or anything. The link is in my bio, so you can just go and screenshot this from there. But these also are some places as well, and some resources that are really helpful. Happy Steps. There's familylives.org, and there's also a website called steplife.co.uk as well. So if you want these resources, just go to my profile, click the link in my bio, and you'll see that image there with all of those on as well for support too for everyone. Oh no, I've lost Windows. Oh no, I've lost the Windows. This is why I hide my face, because basically my eyes are just like jumping all around the place. Yeah, that's true, Danny. There are so many levels to child's development and what could affect them different at different ages. Yeah. Sam says you do need to try and find a balance and also talk to the kids as their opinions matter too. I agree. Lily says I'm 8 months pregnant and my partner got a message off his daughter's mum saying she's crying due to baby. Goodness. I have lost a window, Lou. I have lost a window. Yeah, that's really tough, isn't it? So, are you saying, Lily, that the daughter was crying because there's a new baby coming, or are you saying the ex-partner was crying because there's a baby coming? Just so I understand, because I think it could be taken either way. The daughter was, yeah. Um, does anybody know? Is there any? Actually, weren't we? What was the other? We was talking last week about co-parenting, wasn't we? And there were people mentioning that there were some services available in school to support kids who were going through sort of this transition in their life. I'm just wondering if what you're mentioning here about the daughter crying about the baby coming is something where some of the in-house sort of school counselors might be able to offer some extra or additional support as well to your ex's daughter. Um, Obviously, yourself and your partner will need to have conversations with his daughter. Maybe he does it, or maybe you do it together. I don't know the dynamics of your situation, but but certainly I would look at any other places where there might be some support for her as well. And like I said, there are some of those resources you may find helpful to get some support for her specifically. Danny says number one priority is making sure my daughter's comfortable. She's 13 and she wants me all to herself. I had a friend who didn't date until her son was, I think, 21. And she was just like, taking care of him. He's an adult now. Now I'll start dating him. And some people make that choice. I think it'd be good for my daughter to have somebody else around because it's just me and her. But I also just know I'm a lot to deal with my crazy self. So I don't know. And then I have that fear personally of introducing her to someone who she might end up really liking, and then if it doesn't work, do you know what I mean? Like, so, so I've not particularly brought lots of men around her. Yeah, yeah, it's tough, Lou. It's tough. It's like, yeah, do you explore falling in love with someone, and then introducing them to your child, or do you not do that so you protect them, but then do you miss out? Or you meet someone and they're awesome and you fall in love with them and then you meet their child and they've got a devil child. It's like, that's why I just sit at home alone. Carl says, I haven't dated for the same reason for a long time, but I do have 8 children and grandchildren and grandkids now. That's amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. That's awful. Big hugs, darling. Queen Bob says, I can't bring myself to be hurt again, and in turn, them getting hurt in the process. I won't do it. Yeah, I get that. I totally hear you on that. Bald Eagle. He's an electrician. My son sat in the sitting room to make sure he left. I love that. Your son was like, this man ain't staying. He sure is leaving tonight. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, truly scrumptious. Truly scrumptious says, me and my partner have been together for nearly 3 years, and his adult children won't even say my name. Bloody hell. That is. Oh, that's hard. That's really hard. And it's adults that you're dealing with as well, man. It's, yeah, really hard. I have a friend in a similar relationship. He started a relationship. What is he? He must be 50, and he started a relationship with a lady. She was a widow. She's in her mid 60s. I mean, she looks banging. She's in good shape. Um, and she's got adult kids, obviously, and they just do not like him at all. Doesn't matter how hard he tries. Her kids are all in their, 30s, 40s, and they hate him. And it's so difficult. I mean, I think it's hard when it's little kids, but then when it's adults that hate on you, it's like another level, isn't it? Oh, it's awful, truly scrumptious. Awful. Oh, that's sad, Beth. Beth said, my last partner hurt me and my daughter massively when she ghosted us after living with us. Oh, that's bloody awful. Yeah, I get that, Beth. Lunatic says, I can never imagine meeting someone else. Never say never, Lunatic. You never know. You never know. I know. Truly scrumptious. I'd be mortified if my kids behave like that too. It's so disrespectful not to even say your name. Awful. She went back to her ex, took her stepson, not heard a peep since. Bloody hell. That's ruthless, man. That is ruthless. All right, I'm going to ask you another question now about finances and logistical considerations. How should finances be managed in a blended family, particularly when it comes to supporting stepchildren? What are your thoughts on that? How should finances be managed in a blended family? I've realised the only time I drink a lot of water is when I go live. I need to drink more water. Water! Yeah, in your opinions, just in your opinions, like what are your thoughts? Just give me your gut instincts on how finances, like even if you've not lived it. Um, Lunatic says, I'm talking about, I'm talking about the blended family, Lunatic, not like the exes. So I'm talking about if you are with a new partner and you've blended your families together, how should you manage your finances? Not what your ex did or what the other ex of the other partner does. It's all right. Danny says, if I'm in a relationship, I'm independent, I'll pay for everything, and if they need help, I'll help. That's fair. What about supporting? So, yeah, okay, so you're saying with supporting stepchildren, if they need help, then you'll help. Truly Scrumptious says, I would never ask my partner to pay for things for my kids. Even if you were like a blended family. So let's say you were married. Even in that scenario, you would still want to be sort of fully independent. Bald Eagle says treated the same, but on special occasions like Christmas, the biological child gets extra. Beth says it's hard. I think keep finances separate for a while, but different when you're living together. Yeah. Queen Bob says the non-resident parent should still pay maintenance for the children. That's hard, Kirst. Really hard. Um, Red says we were independent at the start and then we blended finances and all kids treated the same. Yeah, truly scrumptious. In that case, I think it should just be a family thing altogether. Yeah, and Danny says if I was married, ideal situation would be 50-50, just share all money, I think. And yeah, I hear those of you that are saying like also that you keep things separate too. Just trying to decide what question to ask next. There's lots. All right, you may not have the answer to this from personal experience, but maybe just what are your thoughts potentially to this from the outside looking in, if you've not experienced this yourself. How do blended families navigate cultural differences if each family comes from a different background or has different traditions? Queen Bob, that's me too. Carl says that the men support all their family, including stepchildren and in laws. I'm old fashioned with that. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Beth says celebrate all the traditions. And Red says it doesn't have to be tough if all choose to share traditions together. Yeah. Miss Francis says share them together because it can make the family closer. I think that would come down to respect for each other. Yeah, I do as well. Truly scrumptious. We'll have all the traditions, says Bald Eagle. Yeah, Queen Bob, share, learn, and love the cultures. 100%. All right, so you just adapt to each other's lifestyles. Yeah. All right. Should families, blended families, should they seek outside help, such as family therapy, to address conflicts? And at which point should this be considered? So I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that or thought about doing that. But let's say you're trying to blend two families and it's not working. Um, do you think families should seek outside help to address your sort of internal conflicts? And if so, at what point should this be considered? And let me know if any of you have been sort of in family therapy as well. Truly Scrumptious says, I would love to talk to my partner's adult kids and just show them I'm not taking their dad away. Oh, bless you. Danny says, yeah, If it's going to help, then go for it before the point people scream and shout. Yeah. Beth says, I think it should be used as a last option, and it can be hard making outside help a thing for kids. Yeah. And Red says, yes, if it's not resolvable between you, seek help. It encourages healthy support for kids too. Yeah, it does. Hi, Hazy. And Red says it encourages kids that therapy isn't a bad thing. It's a healthy resource. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Here's another tough question for you all tonight. And you guys are doing brilliant with the answers, by the way. Please keep tapping the screen for me as well whilst I read out your next digestible question. Um, oh, I've lost it. My eyes have gone all wonky. Hold on. So, how can parents? Oh no, that's not the one. All right. How should parents balance their time between their partner and their children, especially when new relationships may lead to feelings of jealousy or exclusion? So, I'll repeat the question. How should parents balance their time between their partner and their children, especially when new relationships may lead to feelings of jealousy or exclusion? Fairly, says Queen Bob. It's got to be hard though, isn't it? Thank you for the heart me, Donna and Squeezer and Truly Scrumptious. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Never forget who's at home waiting for you at the start of a relationship, says Queen Bob. Beth says make sure to spend as much one-on-one time with the child, quality time, etc. Truly Scrumptious says I'm the same with mine. I think it's good to have other people go to. Yeah. And yes, Queen Bob, it can be very easy to get swept up. Maybe see the partner on a night when the child's in bed, says Beth. Yeah. Also, I've heard. Yeah. All right, another question for you. What are some ways that blended families can create a sense of unity and family identity? What are some ways that blended families can create a sense of unity and family identity? Communication. I would imagine things like family meals, like when you're all there together, with stepkids and your kids, would be a nice sort of sense of unity together. Special occasions all together, if possible. Family days out, Beth. Yeah, family photos. That's such a nice idea as well. Yeah, Queen Bob, it does. That's kind of what we opened with, didn't we? That ultimately it comes down to open, honest, and clear communication. Yeah, including all as one. Yeah. Also, make it a team and do things together. Yeah, spending time together, picking up their kids' interests, etc. That's all right, Queen Bob. But yeah, I think that's what it does boil down to is is being honest even when it's hard and having clear communication with new partner and new kids that are coming into your world and with your own children or child. Yeah, Christmas, bonfire nights, holidays, hide and seek. They're great ideas, Meg Claire. You're right, Meg. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for me, Artby. Joining in with extended family parties, gatherings. Yeah, that's a great idea, Queen Bob. Make up your own holiday to have it as a unit. I love that. I love that. I really like that idea. But even things like cooking together, you know, I don't know, peeling vegetables and all being in the kitchen at the same time and or all like I don't know, in the garden at the same time, doing stuff together rather than sort of being off in different rooms on devices, nobody talking. Finding a show you all like to watch and stuff, says Beth. I mean, I can't even do that with my child, let alone another human and their child. Sam said, yeah, making cakes was a favourite in our house. Yeah, everyone gets a role, you know. Yeah, that is a great age for making cakes and cooking things, and I guess yeah, it gets a bit harder as they get into their teenage years and want to do their own thing as well. I'm reading these questions, but the answers to all of them is just honesty and communication. So I'm just like, I don't even want to ask them. Grab a game remote and join in on the Xbox. Yes. Oh, thanks for popping in, truly scrumptious, and thanks for joining in and being a part of the conversation. Appreciate you. Board games will make or break a family, says hello. Miss Francis says my dad used to do the school run before he married my mum, and we used to chat about life in the car. Oh, I love that. Me and my daughter have some of our best conversations in the car. There's something about not having that eye contact when you're in the car that allows you to speak freely, you know? We have some amazing conversations in the car. Lizard man. Me and my family always sit around the table for dinner. Yeah, and I think that's a really, really important thing, particularly when we're talking about blended families. Like making sure meal times, everyone's together. They're not off in different rooms. Like, we all sit down and we all talk and we all make eye contact with each other. Um, yeah, especially when we're talking about blending families together. Oh, by the end of the 4 years, he ran to the door when I came in. I love that. I love that. Right, I don't think I'm going to ask any more of these questions because, like I said, most of the answers are communication and honesty and all of that good stuff. Um, right, so I am going to say that that is probably going to be the end of our discussion today on blended families. But I do have a question for you all, and I might even pop a poll up because I need your opinion. So, this is not to do with. Oh, you're so welcome, Lunatic. Thank you all for being open and honest today and sharing your thoughts. And we do these lives, like I said, parenting lives every Thursday at 5, Women's Health Live every Tuesday at 5. And the schedule is pinned to my profile. So you can always know what we're talking about when. And if you're not following, make sure you give us a follow. Let me find the poll. So I've got a question just to pick the group whilst I have you here. Oh, thanks, Beth. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And you, Danny. Firstly, the links again, all the support links and the resources, they are in my bio. If you go click on my profile, click on link in my bio, you'll see the image. Scroll down in the gallery, you'll see the image, and there's resources there as well. Um, so the question that I wanted to ask you is next tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, this is your moment to whiz over to my profile and have a look. I did a post yesterday about TikTok Black Mirror, and it's starting tomorrow. I've got 2 episodes. Oh, thank you, Meg. I've got 2 episodes that I've already done. And my question is, so for the big start tomorrow, should I drop one or should I drop two on the same day? Because you know, like when a podcast release, like they'll drop like the first 2 or 3 episodes. So I'm going to start the poll. If you think I should drop two, do a smiley face. If you think I should drop one, do a sad face. Oh, teeth, you have no idea. So the question is, should I drop 2 episodes tomorrow? Smiley face, or should I drop 1 episode tomorrow and then like feed it out gently? No, it's not a podcast, Sweeps. It's my TikTok Black Mirror. I'm gonna release my first episode tomorrow. I'm just trying to decide, should I drop two like on the launch day, drop two, or should I drop one? If you think I should drop 2 episodes tomorrow, um, do a smiley face. If you think I should drop one, do a sad face. I'm just trying to get a feeling of the hive mind of what I should do because I can't make it. Do you know what? I think I might just drop both of them tomorrow. Maybe I'll drop one in the morning and one in the afternoon. How often are you dropping going forward? All right, look, the plan is, Lindsay B, the plan is in my mind, but not officially. The plan in my mind is I want to do one a day, right? But also, I don't know how realistic that is. So, oh, thank you, Lunatic. I really appreciate that. Because like bearing in mind that TikTok has, absolute moments of madness about 4 times an hour, right? There is an abundance of content that I could do. Let me get my face back on the screen. Let's move this down. So I'm thinking, hello again, hello there. Does it involve lemons? Yeah, I think I might do two. Most of you said two tomorrow, so I think I'm going to drop two. Um, Bev. So I might do two tomorrow. Maybe I'll drop one tomorrow at like 9, and then maybe I'll drop the second one at like 5 or something. Because yeah, I'm gonna be live midday. Um, Alicia, hello, babe. You okay? Um, thank you for your feedback on that. Yeah, the content's there, Lindsay. Like, there's an abundance of content. Um, oh, did you read my mind, CG? And also, any of you, right, who see any clips or anything that is just like, either pure fuckery or just normal TikTok nonsense where you just look at it and you're just like, how is this even allowed? If you see any FYP clips like that, please send them to me. Um, so in my bio, the link in my bio, there's a link to my Instagram. You can send them to me over there. Just friend request me over there. I'll accept you, and then you can send me messages as well. But if you haven't already, um, please go to my profile and watch it's like a black screen with like blue lightning-y things going across the top and the bottom on my profile, TikTok Black Mirror. Please go and watch that and put some love on it as well for me. Thank you, Wanda, for the rose. Like the FYP reaction inception. Yes, exactly that. I saved that one because I was like, this one needs to be done. Where we was watching Tyrone, watching EQ, watching Tyrone, watching EQ, watching Tyrone. It was like bonkers. I've saved that one. And yeah, keep tagging me in cute stuff as well. Keep tagging me in all the FYP stuff. We do FYP on a Friday and a Monday, so I'll be on at 11 tomorrow. Um, so do I, Beth. I have a feeling, and I think well, I'm not even going to say too much, but one of the two that I'm going to drop tomorrow, um, Might get me in a bit of trouble. But it is what it is. I'm just saying. So, so we'll do one at 9. I'm going to schedule it tonight. I'm going to schedule it to come out at 9 for the first episode, and then yeah, we'll do 5 o'clock for the second episode. uh, oh dear. Wanda says, "What's FYP?" So you know, like on the For You page, like on TikTok, you've got a For You section, and then like it suggests videos to you. So I go through my For You page, and then I play clips from that come up from TikTok, and then I give a reaction and opinions on it, and then I read from the community what their reactions and opinions are. So it's kind of like a goggle box type thing where you're kind of watching clips and talking about them. So we do it at 11 o'clock tomorrow. If you want to come and join us. What pig gave birth last night, Lou? Lou, you need to tag me and stuff. What's happening? Yeah. One of them, yeah, one of them gives me a little bit of squeaky bum, not gonna lie. But do you know what? It is what it is. We're gonna put it out there, see what happens. Right, I need to know about this pig giving birth last night, lunatic. What is happening? What pig? Where? Who? How? It wasn't in a hurricane, was it? And by the way, what's happened with the hurricane? Like, we are massively off topic, but we've still got 5 minutes, so it's fine. I woke up and I'm like, where's all the hurricane lives? And then, like, I found one, and the guy was like out on a boat, and he was like, the hurricane's passed, and like, we're okay. There's a bit of flooding. Is what's happened? It was it not as bad as predicted, or has it just not hit yet? I'm so confused. But also, I've been out all day, so I've not had time to go and look. Can someone update me on Hurricane Millen? Not Millen, Milton. Milton. What the, what's happening with Hurricane Milton, please? Oh, it went down a category. It dropped to level 3. I know. I was so worried yesterday. Don't, lunatic. Don't. Don't. Stop it, you lot. Stop it. Stop it. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Some of it was horrible and some of it was just flooding. It's been and gone, and the rain will be a problem. I know that the rain is awful and the flooding is awful, but also I'm so grateful I was wrong when I said I thought it was going to be worse than Katrina. I am so grateful to be wrong about that, because the misery and devastation if it had been. Shut up, will you stop? Right, stop it. Um, Wind has picked up here tonight. Oh no. Yeah, I heard that there was another one coming after it, Shani. Lieutenant Dan made it. I think I've saved a clip of Lieutenant Dan. Um, oh, really, Lindsay? Lindsay heard that they used dry ice cloud to lessen the effect. Oh, I'm going to have to go and have a little snoop around on that, because I wonder if then that could be something they do for future events. Controlling Mother Nature. Yeah. 5 died, said Derek, and getting home is more problematic. Yeah. T. Becky says, I was in one back in 2004 and got evacuated to clear water, and then it moved and had to go back. Bloody hell. So scary. Yeah, Lieutenant Dan is something else, isn't he? I saw a clip tonight. I'll say I might play it tomorrow on FYP. And he was talking about he was staying in his boat because being in the boat, he said being in the boat is the safest place to be when the storms come in, because the water's going to rise, and if you're in a flood, you should be in a boat. And I think he used some sort of biblical reference to it wasn't Noah's Ark, it was someone else. I can't remember who it is now. I'll find the clip. My memory's crap. Queen Bob's like, I mean, you can't fault his logic. He was like, the water's going to rise. Well, then I'll just be in the boat. It'll be fine. But it's like, but what about all the things that are floating in the water? You know, Moses, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, UK drama. It has been really bad for them, Meg. It's been a really rough year. There was a hurricane a couple of weeks ago. Disney's charging people for essentials 25 per pack. What do you mean Disney's charging people? Why is Disney involved in this? The rich concrete housewoman hasn't updated yet. All good UK drama. We're just finishing up our parenting live, and I'm just rambling because I didn't want to ask any more questions. Hi Tams, how are you? Hey Jacqueline, you guys are all rocking in late. We start at 5 p.m. Where have you all been? Disney World is in Florida, but I'm asking why is Disney World charging $25 for the pack? Why are they charging? Do you mean like for care packages? But why is Disney charging? Ah, it's all right, Tams. I'm just playing. It's fine. I know you all have lives. Oh, for people in the resort. Shut up. Jesus. You don't need to be sorry for being late. Honestly, I'm taking the pee. That is what? That's disgusting. That's mad. Oh, Lunatic said my daughter just said, "Who is that mum that you have on for so long? Her voice is so soothing." Oh, can you tell her to tell that to my daughter? Because my daughter finds my voice very annoying. Literally, sometimes I don't even speak. I just look at her and she's like, "Oh, you're so annoying." I'm like, I haven't even said anything. She's like, "Your face, it's annoying." But tell your daughter I said thank you. That's very sweet. But that's a madness. Disney should be ashamed of themselves, man. You've got people stuck in your resort and you make millions and millions each year. You've got people stuck there because of events that are out of their control and you want to charge them. That's mental. Yeah, Kevin and Perry stage, that's 100% where we are. And she's just made me, so one of her birthday presents, I can't stand Lana Del Rey. She's in her Lana Del Rey phase. So she got this ridiculous American flag with Lana Del Rey's face on the middle of it. And she's come home from school and she's made me put it up in her room. It looks ridiculous. She's like, I love it. So she's up there right now. I can hear Lana Del Rey playing. She's lying on her bed looking at a flag of Lana Del. Miss Baguette's like, I'm in my Lana Del Rey face still. Oh, thank you, Baguette. She just said, "Oh my God, Mum, you're famous." Oh, don't. When I met Zoe's son, well, before I met him, I went to go and see him in a play, and he told his grandma that a famous TikToker was coming to see him in his show. And I was like, "Who's the famous TikToker? It's just me. You're gonna be bitterly disappointed when I rock up." Oh, don't. And the cardboard cutout is in the room as well. So we got cardboard cutout that's 5'8" on, and she's got the world's tiniest room. So that's wedged beside the cupboard. So only one cupboard door can now open. She's got Lana Del fucking Rey on the wall on a big, massive, giant American flag. We've entered into the next phase, guys. She's 11 and she's gone rogue, and I'm not here for it. I literally went in her room this morning to wake her up and I hugged her and I was just like, I can't believe you're 11. Can you just go back to being one, please? I don't like it. She was just rolled over and she was just like, get out and come back in 10 minutes. I'm still tired. I was like, can we just be one again? Yeah, I don't like what? She's literally nearly the same height as me. I just can't cope. Mate, I was so mad because I really didn't want to spend my money on that 5'8" cardboard cutout or the crusty Lana Del Rey flag. And I was just like, so this is parenting, guys. This is what parenting looks like. Doing things that we don't want to do to keep our children happy. Emma says, I remember my Spice Girls phase. I miss those leopard print leggings. Yeah, I know 1 year olds are feral, but like 11-year olds are worse. 11-year-olds are worse, man. We got a lot to deal with. I don't know. It's just, I just can't believe like 1 minute they're this small and you're holding them, and you blink, and then they're asking for Lana Del Rey posters, playing Lana Del Rey, eating you out of house and home. It's too much. It's too much. Thank you, Rain, for the team bracelets. Thank you, darling. That's really very kind. Thank you. No, next year, Beth. Next year she starts. And that's also the next stress thing for me as well. Thank you. I need to cheer you up. Yes, thank you. It's frightening how quick it moves. And we're both terrified about, secondary school situation. And to be honest, if she doesn't get into the one school that we both want her to get into, I'm probably going to homeschool because I can't deal. Um, and what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, does she, lunatic? Yeah, it's hot. I can't cope already, Beth, and I'm not even there. I've just done the you got to pick your school thing. I've just done that. Just not looking forward to it at all. Go on, Rain. Why didn't it play music? Why didn't it play music? We're supposed to have our little reggaeton. That didn't. Hold on. I will fix this situation. Thank you so much, Rain, for the fruit friends. We will not go without our little celebratory fruit friends song. Here we go. Here's some reggaeton.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale.
It's a bit short, so let's do it again. Hold on.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale.
That's what we get when. I don't know why it didn't play because it is on. It's a bit fickle. Thank you so much for sending that. Anyway, I'm going to go. Right, I've made the bolognese. I need to go make her pasta, um, and get on with my life. I'll be back tomorrow at 11. Pinned post for all the stuff we've got coming up. And please go and.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale.
Go on, Hannah Montana. Thank you very much. Hold on, let's have a little one more. Hold on. Have one more.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale.
A little reggaeton. And if you're not following, make sure you follow. Thank you all for being here. This will get uploaded probably by about 10 o'clock tonight, if not first thing in the morning. Thank you, Lindsay B, for the hand hearts. I love you all. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for being awesome. Let's get this off the screen. Oh, we need to end with a song, don't we? Hold on. Let's hide that. Let's get a song on. And then we can get out of here. Oh, there's lots of good songs on this list.